pinakamabait na artista ang bituin na tuloy-tuloy ang pagkinang. Kahit na dumaan pa ang ilang dekada, patuloy nakikinang walang makakaagaw ng iyong titulo. Ikaw lamang ang aming superstar. Hinding-hindi ka namin malilimutan, Ate Guy. Yan ang post ng isang Noranians. Mula naman sa isang nakakaantig na kwento, ang diamond earrings mula sa Nora Aunor National Artist Facebook page. Isang anecdote mula kay Sanchez, babaw na anak ng batikang aktres na isa sa mga close kay Ate Guy, Miss Caridad Sanchez. She would often call late at night when the world had quieted and only the hum of crickets and the buzz of the cordless phone broke the stillness. Once or twice, I was the one who answered, "Hello, pwede pong makausap si tita?" The voice was soft, almost hesitant, shy, but oddly familiar, like a song you have remembered but can't quite place. "Sino po ito?" I asked, glancing at the clock. Nearly 10 p.m. Who would be calling mommy this late? "Si Guy po." "What?" A pause my breath caught. The superstar herself, Nora Aunor, Ate Guy. "Sandali lang po, Ate Guy." The first time it happened, I stood frozen in place, starstruck, speechless. It was the 1980s. She was at the peak of everything. Mom and Ate Guy shared a friendship as fierce as it was quite something forged in long conversations and unspoken understanding. Through the 1980s and well into the early 90s, their bond held. That was a turbulent season in Ate Guy's life. She had separated from Kuya Boyet, was raising Ian, Lot, and Matet, all while carrying the weight of her stardom and the constant demands of film and public life. Mom became her sounding board. Their calls would stretch on for hours, the cordless phone drifting from the living room to the kitchen, then to the bathroom, and finally into Mommy's bedroom, always tucked beneath her chin like a secret. She never said much about the things they talk about, but I knew. I saw it in the way she'd nod quietly, the way she'd sometimes sigh after a long call, as though holding someone else's heartache gently in her hands. They had met back in the early 1970s on a Leia production film, but it wasn't until my father passed away in 1981 that their friendship deepened into something else, something close to kinship. Over the years, I lost count of how many times Ate Guy moved houses, 10 maybe more, and when a crisis came, and there were many, Mom would drop everything and go. "Mabilis lang," she'd said, almost out the door. "May pinagdaraanan lang si Guy." One afternoon after picking me up from school, we went straight to Capital Medical Center. One of the kids, Matet, I think, was confined. Ate Guy was away from there. We drove to their house in the scout area to check on the others. I watched my mother quietly slip into this other role, comforter, fixer, second mother. She had always had a soft spot for her co-stars, but with Ate Guy, it was different, deeper, steadier. There was something about the superstars that always felt the opposite of what the world imagined her to be. She was simple, soft-spoken, mapagpakumbaba. She was, as Mommy used to say, ibibigay lahat, generous to a fault. And though she belonged to the public, she preferred the quiet company of a few family, old friends, people who wouldn't ask her to be anyone but herself. Conversations that stretched into midnight and mindered toward dawn. Sometime near the end of that decade, Mommy called me into her room. "Halika, tingnan mo ito," she said. She was holding a small velvet box, the kind that clicked open with a soft sigh. Inside, a pair of diamond earrings, gold frame, catching the light like they had something to say. "Bigay ni Bulilit," she smiled. She told me she had tried to give them back, It was too much, she said, but Ate Guy wouldn't hear of it. Sasama po ang loob ko, I will feel bad, she said, refusing. Tucked beside the earrings was a small handwritten card, no frill, just filling. Tita, maraming salamat sa lahat. Even now I can still see the earrings catching sunlight from the window. And I think about friendship, the kind that doesn't need to shout, the kind that moves quietly. Late at night, from sala to bedroom, across movie sets and hospital corridors, across years, the kind that shines quietly, like a gift that cannot be returned. Ate Guy left the way she opened live off screen quietly, without fanfare, as if not wanting to trouble anyone. But in her wake, she leaves behind a brilliance that refuses to dim, a light that lives on every song, every role, every life she touched. She was more than an icon. She was a rare soul, generous and grounded, a woman who bore the weight of fame with astonishing grace, the one and only superstar of the Philippine cinema, Nora Aunor. Thank you for watching. Images are all credit to the rightful owners. Please like, share, and subscribe.